Hi, boys and girls. We're back for lesson 4.2 today. We are going to continue talking about the number 10, and you are going to practice writing it, and we're going to look at the word again. Are you ready? Here we go. Lesson 4.2. As you can see, there are yellow counters or yellow blocks, and there are 10 of them. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I want you to notice that I started on the left. I can start on the right and I'll still get the same. It doesn't matter where you start counting as long as you count each and every one. And it's also important that you know how to touch and count. So let's start from the right side and see if we get the same amount. See if I'm right. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Well, if you see 10 looks a little different because 10 has 2 digits or 2 numbers to make it. So you can see there's a 1 and a 0. Now, when you're tracing these, I want you to notice the blue dot. 1 is super easy. You start at the top and pull straight down. The 0, the arrows will show you how to make them. So you're going to start at the top and you are going to trace all the way around. I know some of you have been starting at the bottom. The teachers and I have been observing and watching you, and we want to make sure you start at the top because there are no letters or numbers that ever start on the bottom. So I want you to go ahead and finish tracing all of those 10s for me. And as you do it, it might help you to say 1, 0, 1, 0. Now this one was, when we counted the cubes, it was one long line. If you look at the eggs in a basket, these are a little bit different. There's a quicker way. If we look for sets, we've been looking for sets all along. I see a set of 5 and another set of 5. Do you see that? 5 and 5. Think of your hands, fingers, 5 and 5. 5 and 5 equals 10. And down here at the bottom, here's our number word, 10. T-E-N. 10. T-E-N. 10. Make sure you trace all of them. I did not, but I want you to make sure you do that before you flip. So if you have to pause me, you can pause. If you finished it, let's go ahead and go on to the next page. Here, you are going to actually count the eggs, and then we're going to write how many we see. And if you look at the top, there's that same set of eggs we saw before. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see a set of 5 and another set of 5. 5 and 5 is 10. You're right. So here you can trace your 10 again, a 1 and a 0, and there's that number word 10, T-E-N. So as we go through and count these eggs, let's see if we can find some sets. You can always count one by one, but let's see if we can find some sets that would kind of make this a little bit easier. Let's see. I see rows of 3 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 6, 9, and one more would make 10, a 1 and a 0. Over here we have a set of 5 and then 4 more. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so let's make that 9. Look at number 4. What do you see? Do you see 2 sets of 5 like we did up there? You're right. So let's look. 5 and 5. 5 and 5 is, do you remember? 10. You're right, 10. All right, let's look over here. Now our sets over here look a little bit different. Does this kind of look like a 10 frame to you? Let's see if we divide it in half like 2 French fries and do our 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a 10 frame. And what do we know if every box is full in a 10 frame? That there are 10. you are welcome to touch and count each one. We're just trying to help find some shortcuts to make it a little bit quicker. All right, are you ready to move on? Here we go. Again, some of the same. I want you to trace 1, 0, 1, 0. Go ahead and trace all those at the top and make sure that 0 starts where? On the top line. Let's look at number 7, another basket of eggs. What do you spy? Do you spy 2 sets of 5? Here's a set of 5, and here's a set of 5. 5 and 5 equals 10. 1, 0, 10. Look at number 8. Can you divide it into 2 sets? We could divide it this way. What do you see on this side? 4 and 4. If you already know what 4 plus 4 is, you'll know how many it is. But we could start by counting 4 and then counting on. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do you remember how to make an 8? It starts with an S. Cross the tracks and back up to the top. And last but not least on this page, these are those rows of 3s again. So 3 sets of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 6, 9. And one more makes 10. A 1 and a 0. A 1 and a 0. All right, boys and girls, let's go ahead to our very last page. And on this page, I want you to draw and show a set that has a number of objects 1 greater than 9. So think about that. I want you to draw a set of counters that is 1 greater than 9. Now remember, greater is another way of saying bigger than. So 1 greater than 9. So let's start with 9 first. Remember those 3 sets of 3? Let's do it that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's your 9, and it wanted you to draw a set that was 1 greater than 9. So that means we're going to add 1 more. So how many do I have now? You're right. If you said 10, you are correct. A 1 and a 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 more makes 10. Very good. Good job, boys and girls. Hopefully this was a pretty easy lesson for you. Let's take a peek at what your homework or your work for after this lesson is. You are going to count and write numbers. Some of these are going to be kind of tricky because they're in different forms. They're not necessarily in a 10 frame or straight lines. So do you remember that trick I taught you? Do you remember? It's okay when you're counting 1 to 1 to go ahead and make a line through each one as you count it so that you're sure you don't forget any of them. That's a really important thing when you're counting and you're having sets and they're not real straight for you to be able to see. And the last one, there it is again. Hey, on this one, make sure your adult reads to you. You're going to compare numbers and it's going to ask you something, whether it be the greatest or the least. Mom or dad or whoever's helping you with your work today can read that for you, but you're going to have to circle one of them so when you compare numbers. I think that's it. I think you're ready to go. I hope you have a great day and have fun with math.